Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to another video. And in today's video, I will be sharing with you one SEO tip. And that is what should you do before even starting to implement all these optimizations for your website or your client's website. Now, a lot of times we know that we need to either, do technical SEO or on-page SEO or start building links. But what should you actually do before deciding which action should you take? Now, I'll be sharing with you this one tip, and that is you need to start to determine each page purpose, the purpose of each individual page you have on your website or your client's website. Okay, because if you don't have a structure to or a system to decide what actions do you want to take with each page, you're going to find yourself having a lot of things to do and you're all over the place, because a website can have 10 pages or most websites have close to hundreds of pages, right? So if you don't have a system to determine which bucket you want to put this website or these pages into, you're going to lose track of where you are at in the SEO process. So how you actually do that is very simple, okay? Because like I mentioned earlier, before you even decide to de-index a page, to add in a canonical tag, to 301 a page, to update the page on page and stuff like that, it's a good practice when it comes to SEO to list down all these pages and categorize all these pages into different buckets, because each individual bucket will tell you the purpose and tell you the intention and ultimately the objective of each page. Okay, so I'm going to give you a real example here. So again, I'm going to just pull up a random niche, digital binoculars. Okay, so I'm just going to do sort of like a audit for a website. Okay, so let me just go to this website. And access denied. Awesome. Let me check this. Okay, so say for example, let's say this is your particular website, right? So when it comes to your website, this website probably has, close to over thousands of pages. So how you actually do this, it's you just open up Screaming Frog. Okay, if you don't already have it, go to Screaming Frog. Okay, you can download this. It lets you pull 500 URLs for free. Okay, but what you need to do is go into Screaming Frog. Okay, and then if you already know how to use Screaming Frog, good for you. But if you don't know how to use Screaming Frog, there's tons of tutorials out there. I'm not going to cover this in this video. But what you want to do is you want to run a Screaming Frog crawl, and you want to crawl all these pages, or at least up to 500 of these pages, and you want to extract them all into a Google Sheet. Okay, and then in Google Sheet, you can kind of decide, which pages are this. So I'm going to give you the type of pages that you can look for first, and kind of the different buckets that you can slot all these individual pages into. The first one will be a resource page. So what is a resource page? So a resource page is somewhat similar to like a guide, right? If that particular page is a guide on, say, for example, let me see whether can I get a resource page over here. Okay, basically it's going to appear like some sort of guide. So let's just take a look at, so all these are product pages. I'm going to move my face away. Okay, let's see, tripods. So all these are product pages, right? But I'm going to show you an example of a resource. So, okay, for example, Screaming Frog guide, right? So this is a guide, right? So this is a resource page. Okay, so resource page, whoops. So resource page are more so like some sort of content or pages that actually serve as a resource. So think of guides, think of, step-by-steps, content, think of anything that serves as a resource. So for example, in this case, this is a resource guide, right? Screaming Frog guide, great. Screaming Frog guide. Okay. And then user guide. See, this is a guide, for example, right? So these how-to guides, look, all these are guides. Okay, individual guides. Okay, so that's the first type of content or first type of web page you can classify your individual pages into. So that's first. Now, secondly, lead generation pages. Now, lead generation pages are generally, well, obviously to generate leads, okay? So, for example, these are not lead generation pages because these are product pages, right? In this case, product categories. Now, let me see whether do they have a lead generation page, some sort of maybe a news or product registration, dealer setup. Okay, yeah. So this is what I will call it a lead generation page, because what this website is doing, what this particular page is doing, is asking me for the name, okay, and details, and then information of the purchaser, and as well as other information. Like, this is not a page for me to buy stuff, right? This is, or if I'm the owner of the website, I'm not having this page for others to purchase, but I'm having this page to sort of generate a lead, or in this case, a product lead, right? For people to register their products, okay? So this is a lead generation site. So think of lead generation sites like this site, for example, like if you're running a workshop, you want to generate interest, or you want to generate signups for that lead or for that workshop, right? So all these are lead generation sites, okay? So that's the second type. Now the third type will be products, or if you don't sell products, if you have a service, if you're a local business and you're selling services. So this is a product or a service page, okay? So what is a product or service page? Okay, maybe let me switch this around. Okay, let me go through with you from the top-down approach. So product and services category page. So ultimately, think of it like, this is a very good example. So this is a page about selling rifle scopes. Okay, cool. Okay, so for example, if I go to optics, right? Okay, under optics, okay, they don't have. Okay, so they have a broken link here. Okay, but anyway, so think of it this way. All these are product categories. Okay, product categories kind of houses all the individual products. Okay, so in this case, this is a product category, right? So tactical vest, if I click on tactical vest, all these tactical vest shows up. So this is a house for all the individual tactical vest. Okay, so similarly, if you are running a service, for example, if you are a dental, if you own a dental practice, so under dental, you have polishing, you have scaling, you have Invisalign, and all the different services, right? So anything that houses a specific product, okay, are category pages, okay? So this is one category page, and then if you go on to tactical gear, this is another category page, and this is a overall category page, right? Loaded gear, this is a overall category page, okay? So these are category pages. So now let's move on to individual product, services, and pages. So individual product, services, and pages, if let's say, for example, now if I were to click onto this page, right? So this is an individual product, right? Where the purpose of this page is just to show that individual or the specific product or the specific service that you offer. So this is an individual page where this page just shows me the Braska combo plate carrier vest with mag and medical pouch, right? It's awesome. So yeah, so this is a individual product or individual service page. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. So the other, okay, let me switch it up around. So the other categories will be block category pages. So this is similar to product category pages, but instead of products, these will be block categories. Okay, so I don't think they have a block here. Okay, let me actually pull this up and see whether do they have a block page. Okay, so they do not have a block page. Oh yeah, they do have a block page. Okay, so this is, I mean, if I have no idea why they have a block page without showing any block content. So let me see whether I can give you another example. Do they have a blog page? Yeah. So for example, in this blog page, right? So you can see like there's news, events, PPC. So this blog page have different categories, right? So if I click on PPC, this is a product category, blog category pages, where all the blog posts for PPC are housed inside this particular page. Okay, so it's essentially the same thing as product categories, but this is just for blog post. Okay, and then when you go into individual blog pages, so these are individual blog pages. Okay, so this page only talks about Google Grants account suspended, right? The next step. Okay, what to do, regarding Google Grants and if you get your account suspended. Okay, so these are individual blog pages. And then lastly will be site information. Now, site information are information regarding your site. So for example, like these are information about your site, right? Your team, your story, if you have a career page, if you're hiring, your clients, and then one very normal, some normal pages will be where is your privacy policy, right? So yeah, so like for example, the disclaimer, privacy policy pages, these are site information pages, information about your website. Okay, so once you've identified and classified, so what you want to do is you now have your whole chunk of pages that is on your spreadsheet. So what you will do is you will categorize individually, page by page, which bucket does this individual page falls into. Okay, because once you've categorized all these pages, you will then know, do you want to index these pages? Do you want to de-index these pages? Do you want to canonical them? Do you want to want them? Do you want to update their on page? And you sort of have a rough idea of what should you do with each individual page. For example, if now you have a site information, now site information serves only as a purpose to give information about your site. So for example, this is okay, I have it open twice, but this is a disclaimer or privacy policy page, right? So when it comes to a privacy policy page, it serves to the users that are on your site. So think of any visitors that visit your site, right? So this is naturally for them if they want to find out if your website has a privacy policy page. Now, this doesn't necessarily serve any sort of value when it comes to Google, because nobody will be typing in your brand, say for example, Barska, right? Nobody will be searching for Barska privacy policy, right? Okay, maybe one or two weirdos, but nobody will be searching for this particular search term in Google. And what you want to do with these pages is you want to make it appearing for visitors, but not appearing on Google. Okay, because most of these are going to be duplicate content, right? A bunch of probably millions of other websites are going to have almost the same content, because privacy policies, they all talk about the same thing, right? So what you want to do is a good practice is then you will know that, oh, okay, so now you can continue to go ahead and de-index this page. De-index meaning to say you're telling Google not to let this page appear on the search engine, on Google search engine, right? You're telling Google that, hey, you don't want this page to be indexed on Google. And the reason why is because it serves no value. And even if it's up there, it's going to serve duplicate content and it's doing more harm than good for your website. Okay, so that's just an example for site information. Now, individual blog pages, again, same thing. You want to find out, individual blog pages, usually they will talk about a specific topic, and then what you can do for individual blog pages is you can go ahead and update their page title, their meta description, optimize their header text and stuff like that. But the whole purpose of this is to classify all the pages that you have into different categories so that you know better what to do with them. If not, if you have a page that has over hundreds of URLs, or you have pages that is over 1,000 URLs, you're just going to be, looking at one URL and then decide what to do with this. And then the second one, decide what to do with this. And you're just all over the place. Okay. So if you want to see, how to specifically do individual actions or take individual actions, or what should you do with each and individual website pages after you've categorized all these? Let me know in the comment section down below. And I hope this helps you out, and I'll see you in the next video.